Hi everybody, how is it going today? So a lot of you guys have been wondering what kind of setup I have. So I thought I'd finally go over it. Now this is just one of the setups that I have. I have about 3 different setups in 3 different rooms. This one is more so in a longer hallway, you can say. So that's how it looks from a little bit further away. I've got a lot of cable management left to do over here. Lots of it. And those are kind of the boxes of the new hardware and stuff that I bought just a few days ago. So this computer was built about, how many days ago? I honestly can't even remember. About a week now or something, or maybe 5 days or so. So it's finally built, and I definitely I didn't spare any expenses at all on it. I kind of went all out on it. So what we're looking at right now is two 32-inch 1080p monitors. 4K would have been fantastic, but as you guys can see here, that I've got my trading view split up to only 4 charts right now, where I'm watching Bitcoin, EOS, Litecoin, and NEO. And as a day trader, you can't really watch too many charts. And right now, especially on Bitfinex, since I have some funds back into a new account there, you can't really be day trading too many coins since the volume itself right now is extremely low, right? It's hard to day trade anything, say, under $20–30 million in 24-hour volume. And especially with the amount that I'm trading, which before was above, 40 to 50K, now it might be even more than that. So it's very difficult for me to be day trading position sizes of $100,000, right? It might end up dominating the majority of the market, and I don't want to be doing that. So what you see is 4 charts right over here, right, on these guys here. And keep in mind, these are monstrous monitors, okay? They are 32-inch curved monitors. And they actually look fantastic, just to give you guys kind of an aerial view of it over here, right? So they're all curved. And these curved monitors are beautiful. I cannot complain about them at all. And I'm extremely glad that I made the investment to decide and get actually a curved monitor. So in terms of the hardware itself, 2 32-inch curved monitors is kind of all that I need. On some other platforms of mine, like before, I actually had 6 monitors, but it's something I definitely don't need. I find myself needing at a maximum even of 3 24 inches or 3 27-inch monitors. Always keep in mind that it's to each their own. Some people may monitor things much more differently than me, but the way that I'm monitoring my coins is I'm using alerts as well, as you guys know. With alerts, it gives me a very real-time gauge of what RSI or what coins are at what RSI. So I'm using a combination of many tools that assist me, that prevents me from having to monitor too many coins via charts. Because sound and bells, etc., they can help me quite a bit as well. So once again, 2 32-inch Samsung curved monitors is more than enough for what I need on this particular platform. In terms of security, I'm using very good security now, of course, like, a good antivirus, like everybody should be, first of all, like a VPN. I'm using VirtualBox, and you guys should be using even more than that, which I won't get into because I don't want to give it away too much. But in terms of security, I definitely upped it a notch, and I now have hired a professional firm here in the city to take care of my needs over here. So let's get back to hardware if you guys are curious about some of the hardware components inside of this bad boy right here. Not bad, right? Yeah, I built many systems myself in the past before, and I've even built more than 100 acrylic water cooling systems. That's the kind of experience that I have with computers. I can probably name off every single CPU and motherboard and video card that's ever been made on the top of my head, combined with specifications itself as well. I kind of have a knack for memorizing these kinds of things. So what I decided to go with for this particular build was only an i5-8400U build, or just an i5-8400. You don't need anything more than that for trading. But you know what? I decided to go pretty heavy on the video card, but let's start off with power supply first. I was going to get an RGB power supply in here, but you simply just cannot get an RGB power supply for this micro ATX case. This is a Phantom. What's the actual brand? No, it's a Fractal. That's what it is. It's a Fractal Defined Mini C case with a tempered glass front. So this whole rig that you guys see here actually goes for about $5,000 Canadian. The monitors themselves went for well over $1,000, just as an example for both of them over there. So for the power supply, I'm using an EVGA. This is an entire EVGA build pretty much for the video card, the CPU cooler, and the power supply itself as well. I went with a really nice 80 plus gold modular power supply. It's only 500 watts, but this video card and this entire system is actually very power efficient in general. So I decided to go with this EVGA GTX 1060 video card. And the reason why I went with a 1060 video card instead of a 1050 is because of one simple reason. See this right here? It lights up. That's right, it lights up, guys. That's the reason why I went with it. So this video card itself went for about $600 after tax. Actually, no, about $550, I think, after tax. This is a super clocked edition over here. And the only reason I went with it, once again, is because it lights up and it shows you that lighting there. I should have went with a GTX or, a GTX 1050, which would have been more than effective for day trading, since this is not going to be a computer gaming system in the least. But sometimes you just want some fancy things here. So I decided to go with the G.Skill Trident RAM over here. This is a 32 gig set. Okay, I went with this is actually a 16 gigabyte set. My mistake there. You don't really need 32 gigs of RAM for trading, from what I find, because all that you have opened is Chrome, and the majority of the memory is maybe up to 10 gigabytes at most that I find. And even when I'm doing my video recording or anything, I really don't exceed more than 10 gigabytes of system RAM that's needed. So it was almost irrelevant for me to consider a 32 gigabyte system here. So let's see if I can actually get this inside of here. I'm trying to show you guys inside of here, okay? I don't know if it's glaring too much, but you guys see right there, I got, of course, an M2, a Samsung 250 gigabyte M2 SSD in there. So I definitely spared no expenses whatsoever. This is a beautiful solid state drive. It's an M2 that's right on the board and under this video card itself as well. And there's another slot there for any expansions if I decide to go with it. So what else did we go with here? Yeah, I love the RAM because it's all RGB, right? I haven't performed the Aura Sync on the motherboard yet. And the motherboard is actually an RGB motherboard as well. I just haven't gotten to actually setting everything up quite yet, okay? Now, of course, I didn't go with a stock CPU cooler. Why would you want to go with that when you can get yourself something like this? This EVGA, it's a liquid cooler. So if you guys look on the side over here, right? Let's see if I can actually get some more lighting in here. If you guys look on the side here, that's the radiator. This is a 120 millimeter by 2 radiator with the fans as well. So it's really, 240 by whatever there. 240 by 2. Yeah, so pretty happy overall with the build. So it's the 120 by 240 long radiator, dual slot here. Beautiful micro ATX case as well. Micro ATX motherboard as well, okay? And I love how this radiator is actually mounted on the side over here, right? It's mounted beautifully on the side with a little bit of customization that's been made in there. I removed the fans on the top. There's actually no fans here at the top because I just didn't really need it on there. But I actually have a bunch more fans that I will be putting on there. They're RGB fans. I decided to get, I think it was the Thermaltake, what was it called? The Thermaltake triple. No, I didn't get that. This is the Corsair, just a regular white fan. And I also have 2 more RGB fans that will actually go on the top over there. So, yeah, pretty decent system overall. Once again, it's just using a 500 watt power supply. It's using the a really good Asus RGB motherboard, 1060 video card, 16 gigs of RAM over here. It's an i5 85 or 8400. And then, other than that, of course, I got like my little USB thing here as well. Really good Wi-Fi for USB that I'm not even using right now. I should probably just end up throwing it away. I ended up getting what else did I get here? I got like a really nice web camera as well, just for you guys. It's the Logitech HD 920C over there. And I ended up getting this Razer. Like, just sometimes you guys don't need all of this, keep in mind, okay? You don't really need all this stuff for trading. This just happens to be just bonuses and extras that, if you're on the computer quite a bit sometimes, it's nice to get some extras. If you guys notice here, this is actually, take a look at it, right? This mouse pad actually lights up as well. It's a Razer Firefly. I ended up getting the M65 mouse over here just because it fits really nicely on my hand and because it's also an RGB mouse as well. So I wanted to keep everything Corsair. Although I prefer Razer more, but I'm hearing a lot of better things about Corsair lately, right? I ended up getting the Steel Series, Arctic 5. They're a lot better in terms of higher price quality headphones, right? Sorry, they're much more higher priced headphones, but these ones are actually rated it's like the best headphone that you can possibly get on the market right now for the price, right? So that's one of the reasons why I got these guys. The quality is on par with the $200-300 headphones. So if you guys are looking for a new headphone set, get the SteelSeries Arctic 5. I spent a lot of time reviewing, and I think a lot of people are going to be happy with this right here. This can contract and protract as well. It's incredibly comfortable, and the quality is on par with some of the best ones out there. For the keyboard, because I'm going to be typing all day, right? I'm going to be typing. Oh, I also have a Samsung tablet that I just keep on there for general use. I've got another cell phone, and I'm filming right now on another cell phone as well. So for the keyboard, this was one of the most important picks for me, okay? I needed a keyboard that was going to be sustainable for a long time, while also, you can say, ergonomic on the fingers and very welcoming on the fingers where it won't hurt where I'm on it for a long time. I wanted something with a really good wrist pad rest on it, because if you're on it for a long time, you really don't want something that's going to end up hurting your fingers, guys, okay? So make sure you get something incredibly comfortable. What I decided to go with was the Corsair K95. Now, this guy was kind of an expensive keyboard. I think it went for about $300. Yeah, that's right, $300 just for a keyboard. But it does the whole RGB thing as well, but I like to keep mine on white because, believe it or not, I kind of like to trade in the dark. That's kind of my style, okay? I like to trade in the dark. And yeah, it's got a lot of macros on here as well, okay? Check out these macros on the side. The reason why this is very important for me is because I need a lot of macros for things like YouTube, for things like Steemit where I'm posting. The last thing I want to do is just copy and paste it all the time or open things up. So as a professional trader and social media personality, it's important for me to be able to simplify the process as I'm posting videos and content on the internet. So these things were very important to me to have, right? I also wanted one of these volume bars. That's, you know, you can actually see on the monitor right here as well, right, when I'm scrolling it up and down. So this was incredibly important for me to have over here, okay? I needed a very quick mute as well, right? And there's actually inputs for USB on the side here as well. So the keyboard and the mouse were kind of one of the things where I spent a lot of money on. I mean, we're talking about like, you know, $400 or $500 on the keyboard and the mouse alone. But to me, they were incredibly important features. And sometimes you guys will find yourselves in a position where you're going to gauge, hey, what's more important to me, right? Where do I want to budget the majority of for my hardware? So once again, it's always to each their own. Now, you definitely don't need something that's $5,000 to trade, right? But why not? If you can, if it's within your means and you're going to be on it for a long time, I think it's important for you guys to always spoil yourselves, because think of it like this, okay? If you're going to get yourself a really nice system, then you can hopefully make it up very quickly through trading and cryptocurrency, right? And you're also going to feel much better about the hardware that you have, which might actually encourage you to work harder as well. So excuse the cable management. I've still got a lot of work to do on this particular system. Once again, I've got 3 different systems and rooms that I trade in, right? And this just happens to be one of them as well. The reason why I like this system is because it's an old desk that I have, okay? It's very, very old Bombay desk that I have where, you know, I've had it for about 15 years now, you can say, and it's just kind of like part of my family, you can say. So it was yeah, it came from like an ex-girlfriend a very long time ago, and I still have it here with me, and it's just kind of stayed with me. Like, it's all broken and stuff, but you know what? You don't really need a lot of things, and you don't need a nice desk. Just find what works comfortably for you. Like, for example, I've sawed off the bottom here, right? I actually made the desk a little bit shorter. It used to be much taller than that, and you know, comes with a nice little stand here, or whatever you want to call it, like a hutch or something on the side here. So I've got my tower. I've got like a bunch of storage stuff in here as well, you know, just for some things that I need for computer and stuff is in here as well. So yeah, I just want to give you guys kind of a rough idea of how my computer system looks and some of the features that I personally look for when I'm training and what was important to me as I went through the process of shopping for a new computer. So I hope that this has helped you guys in one way or another. Thank you very much for all the love and the support that you guys have always given me. And I will definitely be providing you guys with unparalleled content in the future and very soon to come. So other than that, have yourselves a great day, baby whales, and I will see you sometime soon. Bye now.